Hello and welcome to New Hope Art Gallery Artist Video Series. Today we are filming with a new young man. You don't mind if I call you a young man?
That's great with me.
Okay, a new young man. This is his first show with us at our new location. His name is David Schwartz, and he's gonna tell us a little bit about himself and how he happened to find us, I guess, or we found him. So welcome, David.
Welcome, Ricky. I've been a professional arborist for almost 47 years now. I have the joy of working with plant material. And at a certain point, I started taking pictures so that I could share my perceptions of the plant material with others. And these pieces here, this is a deciduous azalea.
Okay, we're going to get really technical here. I'm going to call it a flower because I can't repeat that. Okay, go ahead.
And I like working with light. I like seeing the way that light bounces off of different surfaces, and the plant palette is a perfect venue to do this with.
It's beautiful. You can really see the details of the flower.
Even the bits and pieces, it's so easy to say, oh, that's a flower and that's all there is to it. But look at the flow on the petals. Look at the beautiful color differences. And there's also differences on the different stages of a plant. This flower is fully opened. Even the bud stages are
almost more of an orangey color, it seems, as when it starts, and then the more of the whites come out in as it opens.
That's the same with any flower. They'll come out one color and they'll just go through this beautiful metamorphosis.
Lovely, really nice.
And even the difference between the bud and the leaf. And it's so easy to take this for granted, as if, you know, it's a mental checklist. Oh yeah, that's a flower, that's cool. But there's so much more going on if we just take the time to stop and be still and really look at it.
So you're really capturing like the entire existence, almost the life cycle of the flower and the plant in every stage.
They're in motion. That's what most people don't realize.
Beautiful.
They're always in motion.
Now, what would this flower here be?
This is star magnolia.
This is part of it. Is a magnolia tree, I believe?
Yes.
I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong.
This is Magnolia solangiana, and this goes through two blooms. It goes through the initial bloom in May, and then a straggler bloom maybe a month later. And this particular shot was actually an accident. The battery in my camera was dying, so the exposure tripled on this shot. Perfect stage, perfect stage.
And now you have another piece on this side as well. We'll get a little bit of a close-up on this so you can see.
This is rhododendron teddy bear, and just the beautiful motions and the beautiful subtle color differences set against those beautiful deep green leaves.
Beautiful. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about your process of how you create the images, and I see, you know, there's like a printing process as well for you. You use laser printing. Am I incorrect on that, or?
This is laser printing, but I don't do it.
Okay.
I take my files to Gordon's Ink, actually, in West Greenwich, and Chris Clancy does the printing for me.
Okay, well that's good to know, because it's, you know, the creative process. Let's head down this way because you've got more work here. The creative process is certainly to get it to where you like it. Now, do you always print directly onto canvas? Do you have the images in other surfaces?
From time to time, I'll do luster paper and periodically I'll do watercolor paper, depending on the subject. And
Oh, okay. This more of, what do you mean by the subject? Depending on to bring the colors out better in a certain process, or?
some images have a lighter texture than others, where you don't want that sharp contrast. And watercolor paper is a better medium for a final result on that.
Oh, okay.
And there's also very little Photoshop work in any of this. Minor touch-ups, if anything.
Really lovely. Okay, why don't we go back? We'll start with this one. And now, what particular flower is this?
This is a dahlia. The variety is called Neon Splenda, Splenda. There's a fisherman in Narragansett that grows dahlias, and he permitted me to get into his garden and take pictures one summer. And I got 6 or 8 exquisite shots.
The color's amazing. Really beautiful. And this?
One of my favorites. This is Star Magnolia.
Okay.
This Star Magnolia is in my front yard, and this picture was taken shortly after bloom. And once again, notice the difference between the closed buds and the open flowers, the beautiful framing of the twigs, and the subtle interaction of the pinks, different shades of pinks and whites.
It's amazing. It must be difficult to really kind of capture all those differences. Do you find you really work with your lighting more, or I'm going to try to shift a little bit here, and so just to get a good couple of shots of these.
I have a fairly good sense of lighting. I try not to manipulate the light. I'm a very lazy photographer. I'm seat of the pants, and most of this is autofocus. Not being computer literate, I get lost in the nuances.
Yeah, that can be. Oh, yeah, that's a challenge for all of us of a certain age, late 20s. We don't do so well with those things. I love this piece here. This is just so beautiful. Is that maple leaf up here?
It is.
Oh my God, I'm actually right. I can't believe it.
Fall color Acer palmatum, and we commonly call these Japanese red maples, but they're not. They're not Acer japonica. They're Acer palmatum. They're palm leaf maples. And what we don't realize on the red maples is there actually is a fall color after the chlorophyll dissolves and is put into storage. And this was the perfect shot on a perfect day. The way the
beautiful
light dances through that shot.
And the color of the blue sky in the background, it's just amazing.
And the framing of the twigs. The twigs are just completely beautiful. I love that composition.
And now, what would this flower be?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you.
Okay.
These flowers are lady slippers.
Okay.
These are natives. And a client of mine in East Greenwich said, I have these beautiful lady slippers in my yard. Do you want to take a picture of them? And I said, yes. You give me a week's notice when they start to come out. And this was the shot that I was able to capture. The texture, the focal value of the flowers themselves, and the light silver, the silver green of the leaves is just gorgeous.
Beautiful. Just lovely. All right, let's head down the hallway because I think you have one more piece down here. This is part of one of the long hallways in our upstairs gallery. As you can see, we have a lot of different artwork on both sides. And we have one more piece here, which is just beautiful. Why don't you tell us about this piece here?
This piece is titled Coventry Sunrise. I went to my lot one morning. I have a tree and landscape company, and the sunrise was just one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen, and it's framed by the stand of white pines. And really, the shot speaks for itself.
Oh, it's beautiful, and this was at night. Obviously, the sun was it. It was
Sunrise.
sunrise. Really, to me, it looks more like it would be a sunset photograph for some reason. But I seem to go to sunset instead of sunrise. But just beautiful with the clouds, and I think maybe that's what threw me was the reflection of all the clouds from the sunlight. Just beautiful. So now, what do you plan on? You must have a lot of photographs on you work with, or are you continuing to photograph different things?
I am continuing to photograph different things. I've been a little lazy this summer, but I am
Step back and-
actively starting now to take pictures.
Yeah, well, good. Now that you have a place to show your work, that's will give you a chance to get more of your images out. And so we're glad to have you here in our gallery. We're going to have another show in November, and so we'll keep everybody informed of when that's going to be. And we're happy that you joined us to do a little interview with us today, David. And we look forward to showing your work again.
Thank you so much, Ricky.
You're welcome. Have a good day, everybody.